taste that's Delia Melody on Boobs.
Hey Dealy Boppers, what's up? So we're here doing our drawing boobs thing tonight where I draw characters that have boobs, which, I mean, I think a lot of people have boobs, so it's just a part of the human body, right? And if you're drawing people, you should know how to draw them. It's kind of important. Anyway, tonight we're going to be drawing one of the characters that we are playing in our stream of the video game Enzo Branson. We're going to draw a buff halfling Nicki Minaj rogue, which was Zeigha's idea for a character.
Because the reference thing that we picked out looked like buff Nicki Minaj. It was like 20 years before she was even like popular like
20
that.
years? What? She was popular in 2004?
Oh,
wait, isn't that early? I feel like she was more around like... I could be totally mistaken because I have no concept of time. But wasn't it more around like 2008, 2009-ish?
Okay, so
I can't
was Menzo out?
click on this to do this. Hang
When
on.
was Menzo out?
1994.
Oh, I thought it was older.
Oh, wait. Yeah, that wouldn't be 20 years either. That would be like less than 10 years. What are you even... Okay. Yeah, what was I can't math right now. It must be all the D&D.
So, right now we're going to move our reference photo of a very pretty...
Are we? Can we? You put it on a layer.
Yeah.
Oh, no, there's actually a tool in ArtRage to set a reference image. Here, check this out. So this is so cool. It has a few for the program, like, that just come with it.
Mm-hmm.
But,
D.
where do we put it? Okay, D.
YouTube's.
Uh-huh.
No, the other way.
Oh, right. No?
No, it's not.
Yeah, you're right.
Reference.
Okay.
Because I had a moment. And then Menzo. Nothing to see here.
Wait a minute. I want to see if that's actually on the thing. It's not. That's so funny.
Okay.
we have a
Oh.
You've got the one with her and that other person.
Yeah.
I don't know who that is from looking.
Oh no. Anyway, we could just delete that layer.
I feel so embarrassed because it's obviously someone famous. But yeah, we don't even have to just hide the layer. We can delete the layer. And then we just have a reference image because I don't want to trace it, even though I mean I could, and I guess that's valid, but all the same, I don't like tracing
pose her
things.
your own way too, because she's a buff halfling.
Oh my gosh, why is our pencil like pink?
Because the color is pink.
Where's the undo? Thank you. I'm still getting used to this tablet. Okay. I feel like this is so like... Hang on, let me change the size of this. It's this way. Here we go.
You said landscape.
I meant portrait. What is it doing?
Press X, babe.
Oh. Yeah, it might help if I don't preserve the original aspect. Okay. Hang on. I'm still so horrible at this whole, like, tablet drawing thing. I need, like, physical paper. She's, like, so cheekbones in that picture. Ugh. I don't like that this particular tablet doesn't have the whole feature that, like, you can flip the pencil to be an eraser. She's so asymmetrical right now. Oh my gosh. This is horrible.
Babe, sorry, it looks fine. You just need to fix it in a few places.
Yeah.
That's normal and valid in regular drawings. erasing off.
It needs to be symmetrical.
There's one person I know that like.
The eraser is so tiny. Hang on. There we go. That's better. Like a real eraser. Like bigger than the tip of a pencil.
That like went to college with me and stuff, and they like can basically, like, if they can see it, they can draw it, basically.
I'm usually that way with like paper, but like with this, it's just so weird. It's like, it's not quite as intuitive. But like there's people out there that draw with like mice, and I'm astounded. Probably gonna like stylize this a bit. Just going to like capture all that cheekbone going on there. But I think, yeah, hers are a bit more like that. They're a bit less like, they don't have as much like down here in this picture. It's more like just all up here.
Cheekbones that could cut a bitch.
Seriously.
Who needs the rogue weapons when you could just cut them with your cheekbone?
Are you gonna draw her with a broadsword?
We can.
Just because we accidentally gave her pint-sized broadsword for a minute and it was funny.
And she still held it.
Because, like, a halfling with a broadsword. Especially a halfling rogue with a broadsword. That's just so, like... I feel like long swords in 2nd edition were, like, two-handed swords for halflings, and short swords were, like, long swords, and daggers were, like, short swords. But that makes sense, though, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, if the weapon doesn't change size. Her eyes look like really... It's, like, all lashes and, like, no eyeball. Her eyes look, like, so tiny.
Do you think she, would wear full makeup into battle?
I don't know. Do you want to do this with or without makeup?
Let's do full makeup. She's the queen. She'll wear...
I've noticed that, though, even though we all know it's completely unrealistic, like, so many female D&D players, like, we love having our characters depicted with, like, full makeup.
Her eyes are, like...
I feel like that's valid, though. Huh?
Her eyes are all of her face.
Her eyes are all of her face. Yeah, do we need to make them, like, a little bit more out to the sides, I feel?
Huh?
I feel like her eyes are a bit like wider set, and her nose kind of comes out like with a narrow bridge, and then kind of like, I'm just trying to see like if I made the eyes too big to actually get the spacing right.
Cause she has a narrow nose.
Yeah, she does sort of.
Like a
It kind of like buttons at the end a little bit.
Yeah.
The way the lighting is hitting it. Okay. But that looks silly with like two strong lines like that. So we're gonna give like one where the shadows are going towards, but like I feel like her eyes need to be a little bit more out to the sides of her face.
I think her nostrils aren't that big too, though.
I think you're kind of right. It's like her nose really is really narrow. Here, hang on a second. Let me see if I could do this a little bit better. Is that like a bit better?
A little bit.
Here, hang on a second. I think one of the things is like the way that this part of her nose like curves.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I'm not giving her enough center and too much nostril, so like I'm trying to give her like a bit more center.
I got you.
And see if that works. But it's also more of like it's like a really like swooping outline.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a bit more like it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I also like make it a little bit shorter, I feel like. Because I feel like she has kind of a big mouth.
Yeah. And a little more chin than right now is being allowed for.
Right. That's one of the really cool things about this program, though, is that you could totally just do this. You can totally just select something that looks relatively good and, like, move it. Oops, I think I resized it, too. Here. I can't tell. I don't feel like I got that much precision out of that. I feel like I put it like so off center of her face right now. We're so sorry. Nikki, if you're out there, we're so sorry.
We really like you and we appreciate you and everything you do.
We love you so much.
Wait, can you...
You
probably need to deselect, so... Like...
Okay, that's what I'm trying to do. Okay, is that a little bit better? I feel like that looks pretty good. We'll just, you know, once again, adjust the... Yeah. Well, I think that looks good, too. Just, like, without a strong line there anyway. Here, let me resize this one window back here. Okay. 1 second. Okay. That's... Whoa!
Whoa.
Okay, that's better. Alright, so... I feel like her eyes, once again, though, are a bit too big, and, like... Oh, I forgot all about that. Oh, gosh. I bet that moved on the screen, too. Anyway, let's see. Because I feel like her eyes are a little bit more like... Where's the thing? Like a little bit that and a little bit like... Not like all the way out to the side like an alien, huh?
Her hair gives the illusion of that, I think.
Does it though? Well, also I feel like her contouring, maybe it's more like right there. I feel like that is a little bit...
Because actually, she looks like she
higher.
has about a normal width between her eyes.
I think average would be the word.
Oh, yeah, sorry. You actually clear it too right here.
Oh, boom. There you go.
You're welcome.
But, like, she does have more space between her eyes than she has right now.
Average is a better word. I'm sorry, everybody that is wider, narrow set eyes.
Because every set of every like eye set is normal, like, you know.
Yeah.
But average. All right, let's see here.
Oh, if you press Control D, it does that too. Except I know you don't memorize those things.
I used to when I was going to like college for art. Like, I used key shortcuts for everything. But then there's like, oops, let's reset. One key undo. She has like she's so pretty, like just everything. She has such pretty lips, doesn't she?
Yeah.
And like, I don't know, it's just the whole shape of her mouth is like really pretty. This like, it feels so weird. I imagine Jenna Marbles being like, I'm trying to get like her Cupid's bow is more inwardly angled, I guess.
Plus that we probably need to zoom in a little bit.
Do you want to zoom in?
On the reference.
Oh, on the reference?
Yeah, you can do that.
Oh yeah, you can. Hang on. You like do that and then move.
And on her lips.
There we go. Yeah. They peak like
more,
right here. They're not quite as round. It's a little bit difficult to get because it's like the roundness of them is what I'm trying to get.
Yeah.
How they sort of like, but at the same time they do have, I don't know, it's hard to tell from the lighting if it is a slight inward curve or a slight outward curve. I feel like it's a slight outward curve, but there's just like more of a defined point right there. So like that.
It looks like you're drawing with charcoal.
I'm using more pressure on the tablet, but it's the pencil tool.
Yeah, I know. It's just like because it comes out like straight up black and like instead of like grayish.
Yeah, that's because of all the freaking pressure I'm using. Hang on a second. I'm gonna like bring these down a little bit more into this corner. Like trying to show her teeth like they are in this picture because like once again, like I don't know why, but it's like they're so cute. But like when you're drawing teeth, it's like there's really specific ways of drawing them so that they look good. Like you have to almost like avoid the lines in between them a lot of the time. There's like so many specific things they teach you in drawing class. I feel like it's so funny because literally in college when you're an art major, you have like drawing 1 and drawing 2 and drawing 3 if you're like really astute and like going for a bachelor's degree or something. But like it's so funny because people would think that there's not really much that you learn, but like you do. And it's like you have to almost try, I always feel like the resolution is too low, but basically what you have to try to do is you have to try to like give the general shape of them without putting the lines in them so much as you are just like drawing the bottom edges of them a lot of the time. I'm having a difficult time with that in this program.
Those look like TVs.
Yeah. Here. We once again, I feel like we did not allow for enough chin. We gave her such a big mouth.
Yes, we did.
I feel like it's that wide.
Nah, babe.
It like
I
goes
think
to
you
like
went
here.
full on Steven Tyler.
No, we cannot make Nicki Minaj look like Steven Tyler.
She's too pretty for that.
Right? I would be offended. I really would. I'm sorry, Steven Tyler, but I would be offended.
You have more of a girl Jeff Davis mouth.
I have a girl Jeff Davis mouth, like Jeff Davis from Who's Line.
Yes.
Really? Well, he does kind of have those vampire teeth, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, no lie.
No, like even when he like
He's so cute.
even when he laughs,
Yeah.
when you laugh and like when
She's got
he
a bit
laughs,
wider of a jaw than we
if
gave
you
her.
if you put like the
Her
picture
face is like a little
of
bit
y'all
taller too.
together, like it's pretty much like similar because you have the same like mouth.
Yeah, he's so cute, isn't he? Her chin is a little bit wider as well.
It's one of those exceptions of the men folks.
Oh,
that
what?
she has.
Yeah. Oh, what? The Jeff Davis is one of the only men who could ever break me away from my lesbian lifestyle. I say lifestyle. That's funny. It's not a lifestyle. It's an orientation. But like I've known other lesbians that make exceptions every now and then. I feel like it's not right for a woman to lose her lesbian card just for making an exception every now and then, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Her jaw's not that wide.
My card.
When did you can't lose your lesbian card. I'm sorry, that's not a thing.
I lost it. You know where I lost it at?
Huh?
Bingo.
Bingo.
Yeah.
What happened? Oh, did you see a dude cutie?
No, not the hood bingo. I just was playing bingo, and that was one of the prizes. Was my lesbian.
Are you kidding me? Hang on, I'm trying to give like there's a bit more of like a flare towards like this direction. like a slight point in the middle where this thing in her face happens. What is this thing called? This has a name.
All I can give you is thing.
It is a part of the face, though. It has a name.
You're a name.
What does that even mean?
You know what name you are?
No, pick one.
My Jimmy Fanta.
Jimmy Fanta. You are so weird.
Oh shit, that was loud. I'm sorry, babes.
It's okay.
No, it's not okay. Whoa! She has a big upper
I'm
lip,
still
babe.
giving her such a it's not that big.
Her upper lip
I'm having
is,
such a hard time with this program, though.
her upper lip is more like your upper lip.
Yeah.
And then her
Is it
bottom
really though?
lip's
Because
like,
mine
wow.
doesn't have that like outward curve.
I meant thickness wise, babes.
I don't know. I have a really, really thin upper lip. Like, I'm really jealous of hers. That's better. That's a lot better. I was looking at it, it was starting to look like a caricature, and I'm like, I don't want to make a caricature. I want to make like a cartoon, but not a caricature. Because I feel like in order to make a caricature, you basically have to make fun of someone.
And we're not meaning to make fun of anybody.
Yeah. No.
We're just...
We want to make Nicki Minaj look like the absolutely gorgeous angel among like human beings that she is. I really like that she actually is really supportive of like trans girls. I've mentioned this before, but like in one of her interviews, she specifically was like talking about what it's like to be a woman in rap, and she's like, and then I show up on the scene, you know, little miss girl with a vagina, and the interviewers are like, what, as opposed to a girl without a vagina, like jokingly, and she's like deadpan serious, like, yeah, you know, trying to give like that shadow in there. Her lower lip is a little bit bigger in comparison. Trying to get the shape of it. This was one of those things that would drive me crazy on The Sims. Would be trying to get this right. And like, lips can be such a hard thing to draw depending on whether or not you're wearing lipstick, so I guess she's going to be. But like a lot of the time you give more definition to the upper lip and like a little bit less to the lower lip, but still like mind where your shadow is going. It's really weird because it's like when you draw someone, you don't want them excuse me, you don't want them to look like a collection of lines, you know.
The philtrum? Is that the name of it?
Philtrum, yes, that's what you call that thing underneath your nose. Thank you so much, whoever that was.
KO, you just...
Oh, is that Kurisutina Oka?
Yeah! KO's got our backs.
I don't know if the camera could hear that my beautiful, amazing waifu over here just totally farted. So I feel like her brow ridge comes a little bit lower to like where her like eyelid is. Like see like this sort of. But I feel like this side just looks like terrified.
Oh.
I feel like we've given her concerned shepherd brow structure quite accidentally.
she accidentally smogged a bad batch of wids, and
is that a thing?
I don't know. I don't even know if
I don't think that's a. I feel like that's a thing.
The wids like that. Because I knew you smoked the wids. Oh my goodness, those look like bushes on her eyes.
What, her lashes?
Yes.
Don't they though? The picture though?
A little bit. I'll give you that.
Here, I'm gonna center her focus a little bit more. I also like give her bigger irises while I'm at it because that's like a really cool thing. Am I slightly animuing her?
Animu?
Yeah.
Slightly. Ever so slightly.
Okay. I used that word. I'm one of those nerds that people are constantly trying to get to watch anime, and I'm like, why? But so Zeigha wants to start filming me reacting to this one anime called Nichijou. Cause it just like it makes me so happy.
Okay, the part that makes her happy, the one and only part.
I've so over exaggerated this bit. The robot who's like made by this little tiny professor who I'm sorry, but this child does not look old enough to be creating artificial intelligence, okay? And like the robot is totally all like got a roll cake in its arm one day, just wakes up and the professor gets home and is like, what's the robot's name? Nano. It's like, Nano, 4.5% milk. I don't even know what 4.5% milk is, just for like, you know, for y'all to know. I have no idea what that means for milk to be 4.5%.
Well, they probably have 4.5% in...
But what does that mean? Like, how does that translate?
Like, milk fat. You know, you have 2%, it's 4.5%.
Okay, so it's like, oh my gosh, so it's basically like heavy cream almost, it sounds like. That's like, that sounds ridiculously sweet. I can see how that would be like really, really good now. Okay, so, I don't even drink milk though, so milk and I just don't get along. Unless it's like, here we go, that's better, that's so much better. Like, I feel like the shape fries does a little bit more of that. We're gonna make her look like determined face.
That sounds good. Do you want another reference?
Like grit teeth, determined face. No, I'm fine. I feel like her lip does this thing right here where it sort of like pushes up in the middle. Like it's really, I'm so jealous. Makes me think also of like Julie Vu, I guess.
You push up in the middle.
Do I? I don't think my lip does that. I feel like mine curves down in the middle.
Not your lip. Just you in general. You push.
Just my body curves up in the middle. What does that even mean?
I'm just messing with you.
Doesn't everyone's like it slopes from your shoulders up to the top of your head?
I'm just messing with you. You're the one making it into something.
That's because I'm always trying to understand when you say that I am something. Like, what exactly do you mean?
Hey, you want to try this?
Oh, okay. If I must, I must.
Knock knock, who's there? Try this.
Try this who? This looks like the blue milk from Star Wars.
You know what? Just try it.
Okay.
Is it good?
Yes, that's good.
Okay.
The bottom of her chin is definitely a little bit more like broad and flat.
This is a little.
It looked pointier from farther away.
Oh wow, this is starting to look like her face.
I should hope.
You're a magic woman.
I want to really specifically give like the kind of like hollow definition that she has to her cheeks in this picture.
I think it's just contouring.
Well, I mean, contouring or what? There's bone structure under there somewhere. It's not completely magic, say. Makeup is not entirely magic. Like, Jenna Marbles might say so. I feel like Jenna Marbles would also be the kind of person who would have totally made a remark about how her mouth was so pretty and been like, that sounds so awkward. But like meaning it to just basically be like, she's so beautiful and her mouth is one of her like prettiest facial features, and I'm so jealous.
I want to see. Okay.
I feel like her chin is like that broad though. Let's see what we have to say in here. So a pregnant body is also a body that curves up in the middle, apparently, according to the chat.
Seems legit. Oh, that reminds me. I got some news today.
Oh, what was that?
One of my friends is having some complications.
Oh no, with theirs?
Yeah.
I got news today that one of my friends is pregnant.
They're getting close to being done baking. This one, it's just.
Well, this one's really new on my end.
Yeah.
But like that's so I feel like her feelings are kind of really mixed about it, but at the same time I feel like, I don't know, that's got to be like such a weird thing to handle, you know, especially for just like the friend I'm talking about. I can't tell you right now.
Okay, you can tell me off screen though.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is
yeah, she would totally not mind you knowing, you know?
Gotcha.
Here we go. I feel like this is actually starting to look really good now.
Yeah. It came off to a start, but now it looks good.
I can feel her totally being like, my anaconda don't. Even though they like sampled that bit, but it's like still. I could just like.
That's valid in rap though.
Well, I feel like that should be valid in all music. Like, yeah. I feel like sampling just should be valid because it's a way to pay homage, you know.
Yeah.
And like building off of an existing idea is like. A lot of times when guys do it in the music industry, everyone's like, "Oh, that's so cool." They're like channeling this, and when women do it, they're all like, "Oh, she's a fake artist. She's just, you know, just redoing what this artist already did." You know, I feel like that's a really like, especially with a lot of hipsters talking about music, it's like you'll need to really, really, really more appreciate women's contributions to music.
I'm really glad that the friend I'm talking about though isn't going through. I knew someone once that had really like they had like basically heart trouble, like kind of complications.
That sucks so much.
And it actually turned out that there was something wrong with the baby, and they had to go to like freaking like a special hospital to even like and like have the baby delivered via cesarean because the baby was gonna need some like serious help after they were out. So
that's like so serious.
Yeah.
We moved to like a lighter topic. That's, oh my gosh.
No, like, and it always messed with me because like this person was always a hard worker,
right?
But like after she got pregnant, she could not do the functions of the job, and everybody was like talking about how lazy she was. I'm like, no.
That's such bull.
Like I've known and seen this person like work real hard. It's not about that.
Why are people so disrespectful?
I don't know.
That's such nonsense. Try to like get the width of the hair in there. I feel like I didn't cover as much of the face as is covered.
Well, I think at the same time you have her hair at an angle.
Yeah, I definitely do. I have her whole head at an angle. I wanted to like sort of exaggerate the angle from the photo. Ah! What's that line? It just like came out of nowhere.
You're a line.
Of what?
The good weed.
Is that how kids are doing that these days? I feel like that's something our parents' generation would say. Like... A line of weed. That's not how that works. It's like freaking the Game Grumps with Aaron Hansen being like, I'm taking away some of your eyelashes, Nikki. I'm sorry. With like Aaron Hansen being like drinking out of the top of the bong, just like drinking all the bong water.
You've done that.
I have actually. But like it was so weird. Like I mixed it with butter to kind of make like butter, and I drank the butter. I feel like it qualifies almost as like Paula Deen level of butter recipe. We have watched some funny Paula Deen YouTubes, you and I.
YouTube poops, yeah.
Yeah. Or YouTube poops, rather, yeah. Like, what was the... Paula Deen cooks and serves grandma. It's like, just go ahead and add your 8 tablespoons of sliced grandma to your grandma cookies. I'm watching this and I'm just like, I love this kind of content. I'm seeing that and I'm like, this is the kind of wholesome quality content that I am so here for. Did she have bangs though in the portrait in the game?
I don't know.
Do we want to just like leave her like this though?
Yeah.
I feel like I've given her such a big head.
Well, I mean, we don't have to draw all of her.
No, you're right. But I do at least want to get like, you know, like the weapon in there. Oh, she has no eyebrows.
Hey, Bibasaur. Well, she did. It's just her lashes covered up her eyebrows.
Is that the level of lashes I gave her?
Yes. Well, I mean, she has pretty substantial amounts of eyelashes in the picture. But I think you went like...
She looks like such determined face. She looks like so grittily determined. I feel like it's a step away from the, like, you know, the whole trope of, like, fantasy characters must look sexy at all times. But at the same time, she does, though. Like... Doesn't she?
Yeah.
She looks like sexy and determined. I feel like you would just call that fierce. Right?
Babe, that's Nicki Minaj. Nicki
That
Minaj
does
is
kind of define
fierce
her, you're right.
And, like, everything.
She's like the fiercest of fierce. There we go. That helped a lot for some reason. Now, eyebrows are a very defining facial feature, and you should never leave home without them. I'm just gonna say, as someone who has left home without eyebrows before, one of the worst mistakes of my life. Do not leave the home without eyebrows. It makes it very difficult for people to tell what you're saying.
They did that in Shakespearean times. Like, that was straight up a fashion in Elizabethan times.
It wasn't like Elizabethan times, though, you're right, but at the same time, it makes it very hard for people to judge your tone, I suppose. I gave such a point to that one, but it does have like a super arch right there.
Do you want
with like the facial expression
more
she's
blue
holding?
milk?
Oh my gosh, yes. So we're gonna be doing a video at some point for a recipe for like trans celebratory punch. It's like Sprite and Powerade and like not Powerade. That would be horrible. It's Sprite, Hawaiian Punch. I would prefer to be just using like blue raspberry Fanta. But it's like Sprite, Hawaiian Punch, raspberry sherbet. Well, we got like raspberry orange, like rainbow sherbet accidentally. So it's pink and orange. and then like French vanilla ice cream. So like you've got the colors in there, like you've got the blue and the pink and the white. Use blue raspberry Fanta if you can find it. We're just kind of being forced to use Hawaiian Punch and Sprite because of the fact that like there was no blue raspberry Fanta, which is so weird to me.
Oh wow, your hair's so wet.
We have a roommate with very wet hair. That makes me think of what's the name of that singer? Now she shake your head like a dog. Suzanne Vega, I think.
Oh, damn.
Like the Tom Steiner woman. I think you're like a little bit off key. Huh?
Fall Out Boy used that, didn't he?
Yeah, they Fall Out Boy sampled that. We were just talking about sampling earlier. Because of, like, I guess the sample of Baby Got Back in Anaconda. Okay, we gotta tell this joke. Okay, my partner is getting upset because my phone keeps buzzing at night. It's the furniture store. I already told them I wanted one night stand.
I am like, KO, you're my hero. Seriously.
Yeah.
That joke is life.
You are joke master over here. So like, I love how she actually has on like a chokerish piece of jewelry in this one.
Uh-huh. Oh, that's cool.
That like looks like an
like
armor
chainmail.
thing. Yeah, does that sort of? Well, I mean, it basically almost is.
That's the kind of chain I would want around my neck. Actually, I wouldn't, because like it would feel weird for me, but that's cool. Because I like chokers. I don't like long dangly things like some people put on.
I like both of those things. I love how I said that, like, right? Tried to zoom out from her breast.
You're
so zoomed in. I didn't want to zoom out. I can only zoom in. And make them, like, bounce, apparently. Hang on a second. Let me see if I place this lower on the screen. Wait, I almost got it. Oh. It's not cooperating.
Oh, you go up to zoom out.
Huh? Okay.
Yeah.
It's like her boobs through the screen are just going like, hey, listen.
Wait, zoom out real quick. Oh, that is a really big thingy. You said you were drawing her big. I didn't realize how big you were drawing her.
What do you mean?
You're drawing her like super huge.
What? What about her?
Oh no.
She's a halfling. She's only like 3 foot tall or something. In the game that we're playing. Duh. If you're not paying attention to it yet, go play it.
Oh, you should send this to her.
I have no idea how tall Nicki Minaj is. Do you feel like she would like this? Do you feel like she's a nerd enough for this?
I don't know. Just be like, I don't know if you play D&D like this, but we are playing.
Totally made you a hobbit.
And you're
Does she get like the hairy feet and everything?
I mean, I guess, but she might shave.
Because it's like 2nd edition. Well, I guess that's valid. If a halfling wanted to shave her feet, she could shave her feet. I feel like it's wrong for feminists to tell women not to shave just as much as it is for like men to just expect that we have to or something. I feel like those two things are both bad. Right?
Mm-hmm. It's true.
Like, I feel like a lot of women just like shaving their legs. Like, I mean, not the process, obviously, because that's horrible. But, like, the end result, like, I mean, I do. Like, every other woman I've ever, like, dated has, too.
Shave their legs?
like enjoyed the feeling of their legs being shaved. Like even like those of us who let our legs go for a really long time.
Oh yeah, I like my legs being shaved. I just don't like the actual act of shaving them.
Now I have friends who like couldn't give less craps, and they like don't even like their legs being shaved. Like they like having their like hair, like they like feeling it there.
I don't know. It's kind of to me, like I like feeling like a dolphin, but at the same time I'm too lazy.
I love how you put that, feeling like a dolphin. Trying to like capture the shape of this outfit right here.
Oh, you're putting her in that outfit?
It looks like it should already be like fantasy-ish leather armor, but like that's not always entirely like, I mean, there's a huge gaping hole like right between her boobs where someone could totally just be like,
well then you don't have to make it exactly like that. You can just
no,
keep the shape.
yeah, you just keep the general shape of like the outfit. And like I feel like I'm almost just going the Neverwinter Nights route with this and just like putting in like plates of different shapes of leather.
Huh.
I feel like leather armor on female D&D characters, it always ends up looking like a really like sexy like goth style outfit almost. But like that's valid too. It's like you can make armor that's sexy and functional. That's one of the biggest things that I feel like female D&D artists, I don't know what I was saying there. So the biggest things I feel like female D&D artists are trying to say is basically that, you know, you don't have to be like so super unrealistic to make armor which is both sexy and functional. And you can still make it like all fantasy-esque looking with like nifty things like rivets here or there or whatever. Like not enough to make it like studded leather armor since that's not what she's wearing in the game.
You're a rivet.
But enough to sort of be like nifty details.
You're definitely a rivet.
You know what one of the biggest sins of fantasy art is, in my opinion, though?
What?
The nipple rivet.
Do people really do that?
Yes.
Wait, you need a spiked nipple rivet. That way you can...
I've seen those too. That's so Madonna, though, isn't it?
Cause like...
Isn't it?
No. Ooh, I was sorry.
We will not give her like a nipple spike. This is not happening. That would be more of a Lady Gaga thing, maybe.
Yeah, she could have nipple guns.
Like a freaking fembot from Austin Powers.
No, like the one video of Gaga.
Oh, is there that too?
Yeah.
Wait, which of those things came first? Because I feel like it was obviously Austin Powers.
I mean, it probably was, but like
because of the fact that like, you know, she's like our age.
Well, more your age, but like.
True. You're like what? 3 years younger than me.
2.5.
2.5. Meh, close enough. I feel like neither of us acts our age, though.
I'm 12.
Does Jenna Marbles act her age? I don't think Jenna Marbles acts her age. I really don't. And that's so valid. I feel like JonTron and like both Aaron Hansen and Danny Sexbang are both also that way. Trying to give this more of like a lip at the edge of the collar.
So you can tell it's a collar.
It's like a neck guard though, is really what it is.
So you can
guard your neck.
Stabs.
Because that's important. Can you believe that, like, okay, so I'm a goth chick, so I love wearing chokers and stuff like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Can you believe that one time I was with a partner who, like, would not let me wear those? Like, she would actually control the way I would dress. And, like, if I wanted to wear one of those. And, like, this is me being out and everything, so, you know, I'm a girl like any other girl. It's normal. Goth girls wear chokers and stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think anyone second guesses that when they see a goth girl wearing a choker. They're just like, oh, look, it's a goth girl.
Even non-goth girls wear chokers.
Yeah, it's like a really hot fashion accessory. Just like, I mean, she's wearing one here. And like, I had this one partner who just like would be so controlling over my wardrobe and like wouldn't let me wear it. And like, I spent money on that thing. Like, I feel like women should not be trying to control the way that other women dress, especially if you're in a relationship with someone and they're trying to control how you dress. That's a bad sign. And you should get out of that relationship. Right?
Are we posting her the same way too?
Yeah, sort of. Like, I feel like she's got like her arm out, and so she's got like her sword, and it can like cut across the picture like going across an angle, sort of like this. Like, it's totally gonna look like the freaking singing sword from Roger Rabbit, but like trying to give it like super perspective, like super dynamic action perspective. Or we're totally making this a broadsword. But like, is a broadsword as long as a longsword? I feel like it's somewhere between a short sword and a longsword. Right?
Oh, you should draw her like freaking
So round.
like a cloud.
Like Cloud? With a freaking like huge, ridiculous two-handed like...
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. No, because she could use a shield at the same time that she was using the broadsword. I found that a little bit odd, but okay. She's one strong halfling. You know what this problem is here? She doesn't look like buff Nicki Minaj yet. Hold on. So I saw this post on Tumblr recently that was totally like, give female characters in video game huge rippling muscular arms, you coward. And I was like, smash reblog button. Because that's so valid. And I'm so on that train. I approve of that message. So like, she gonna be buff Nicki Minaj. Because it is okay to be a lady and have some lady guns. I'm like really jealous of Lady Gaga's, like, no joke. Just for real. I want to know your routine. What do you do? I feel like I'm asking these questions like Jenna Marbles would too. I love also how Jenna Marbles made that list of like, what was it? She's such a hero to me. Also, just as a YouTuber, just saying. And also her song Bounce That Dick was like such a slam to the patriarchy. I loved it. It's like one of those cool ways of like being a feminist without like ranting all day, and just sort of like being like, hey, let's make fun of some dudes for a minute. Especially like making fun of cis dudes. That's so valid. I feel like trans dudes, like, you know, assigned female at birth, like, they don't need to be made fun of, because, like, they have it rough.
Unless they're being awful.
Unless they're being pieces of crap, which, I mean, they're not immune from. They're still guys, you know. I mean, girls could be pieces of crap, too. But I feel like we don't need to, like... I feel like society already is so misogynist that they're just always, like, positioning female characters in media as, like, oh, look at this walking piece of crap. When it's like, no. It's like we don't need to send that message, whereas like society is so willing to absolve like a man of anything.
Well, I mean, like, and also
like
in
example
movies,
in the White House.
In a lot of movies, like if there's a strong female character, they're usually the villain.
Yeah, right? That's so fucked up. Like, strong female characters should be the hero, like in Tangled. And like Brave, right?
Mm-hmm.
And like Frozen too. I really liked Frozen because it really kind of broke things down to me, in that it like took a female character who like had these like magical powers. And it's like, raise your hand if you've ever felt that way. And like, but it was like she turned everything she touched to like Frozen, so like it was kind of like crap magical powers, right? And who's ever felt like that in their lives too, right? How many girls out there can relate? Just show of hands, me and girl moment, show of hands. You know, you too, right? That's such a struggle for so many women, I feel, and it's like, you know, we feel like we have to leave and like be ourselves, as opposed to like sticking to the misogynist like stereotypes that our parents would want us to hold to. And like, it took her like she was the hero, but for a while it was like she felt like the monster, she felt like the villain, right? But then it turned out that the villain was like the creepy dude, which was like, that was really nice to see for a change. It's like, oh, here's a villain who is the creepy dude, you know,
like real life.
Like real life. The creepy dude that's after your sister, you know. Here, this is a very broadsword. You're playing with my hair like I'm a cat. I like it when people do that, though. I like it when people treat me like a cat. Except for when that includes, like, throwing me out of like, an open front door by the collar of my shirt as though it were my scruff. But I'm in kind of a zen state about my life right now, so... I feel like that's the only way to be in California. We were joking earlier on the way home from the grocery store about what life in California is like. I think we agreed that it's like people basically pretty much, it seems like people just we were talking about the scarcity of electrical tape for a video that we were gonna make. And for repairing my Halloween mask. And like, we were talking about this. I feel like the sword does not look symmetrical.
Well, I'm sure there are.
Trying to draw through the thing.
Electrical tape, it's just, we didn't find it.
Right, it's like we would have had to have gone so far. It seems like people in California just sort of, like, eat, go to bars, smoke weed, do artsy-fartsy stuff.
And go to bed.
And, like, yeah. I feel like we're missing one. Oh, and drink coffee.
Drink specifically
that's in there.
Starbucks. There's literally a Starbucks on every corner.
There really is. If you like Starbucks, California is like heaven. There's so many Starbucks.
Well, I think
there's
it's
too
just
many
where
Starbucks.
we are, too. It might just be where we are.
I feel like
we're kind of in a fancy area.
Yeah, we are. I feel like when I say too many Starbucks, it just makes me think of that Lady Gaga song, Starstruck. Starstruck. Baby, won't you blow my heart up? I'm so... That one. I feel like there's a part in it where there's a guy rapping, and like, I don't know his name, because I don't always look at the features on things. Unless it's like within Temptation, then I could usually probably tell you, like when they featured Exhibits on their song "And We Run." That was such a good song.
Babe, your curls are so pretty.
But anyway, he's rapping, and I swear it sounds like he says too many Starbucks. I'm glad you like my pretty curls. Should we like? Yeah, a second. I don't know if the angle that the sword is coming from looks right, because it's like her hand would be like down here, and it's like what we should do. I know what we should do. We should like take the arm and like angle it a little bit more, like from the wrist down, or excuse me, rather from the elbow down. We should angle it a little bit more like this way, but like in a way that it's still obvious that like, hang on, we're gonna have to change the angle of the arm. Is what we're gonna have to do.
Damn, this forearm's getting beefy.
Right. She's buff halfling Nicki Minaj though. I feel like it's more just like me trying to get the shape right, because the angle does have to change. Like her arm has to be a little bit more wait, hang on. Or I could just change the angle of the sword. I don't know. Six of one, half dozen, or the other, or however that saying goes. Give her like an elbow spike. Just to like try to keep track of like where the back of the elbow should be.
You can do that.
She looks like a demon-y demon, or a devil or something right now. She looks like a tiefling, doesn't she? Like without horns right now, because they've given her a shoulder spike.
Elbow spike?
Elbow spike, whatever.
It's not even on the edge of her elbow, it's just kind of on the inside-ish.
Yeah, here we go. Hang on a second. But there's like, there really are too many Starbucks in California. It's quite a crisis. Like, never should there be allowed to be that many Starbucks in one place.
You're at Starbucks.
The scent of pumpkin spice is overwhelming.
Hey, babe, sorry.
It's almost like a little heaven. Huh?
I said you're a Starbucks.
I'm a Starbucks?
You're a Starbucks in October.
I'm a Starbucks. I am obsessed with pumpkin spice. This is very, very true. There's a video of me at a Dunkin' Donuts having breakfast over like over pumpkin spice coffee. I think I was eating waffles in my heart-shaped glasses, which I call my waffle glasses sometimes, and that's a Tara Strong joke, the voice actress who did Raven, and hash browns, yeah.
And the song "If I Was You."
I'd wanna be me too. I wanna be me too. I wanna be me too. Am I being like Miss Latina Megan Trainor over here?
I think of every day. That got something way me this way.
I can't stop loving myself, and I don't need nobody else. Oh.
If I was you, I wanna be me too.
I wanna be me too. I'm not gonna sing the whole song, but like people told me, my fans, my Dealy Boppers, they were all telling me that was my theme song. I love my Dealy Boppers so much, like so much. Just FYI, and like thank you for being here, especially like Kristutina Oka, like stays here through like everything.
Yeah.
I feel like that's one of those like names that like if I'm going to pronounce it, I'm going to do my best to pronounce it correctly and try to, you know. I feel like that's just respectful. It's like with Spanish words, I hate it when like people are like you're someone who knows at least like a tiny bit of the language and like is trying to pronounce things correctly. And some people get annoyed with that and you're like, you know what? It's a different language. It has pronunciations in it. That's why accents exist, is because of pronunciations in languages and dialects. So like shut up, you know? This is not something that people should be like annoyed at. I'm not even sorry. That's something that grinds my gears, as like Peter Griffin would say.
Her grounds.
My grounds, my gears are ground.
I was about to say your grounds are geared.
What does it say? It's the great pumpkin spice Delia Brown.
Ah.
I need more blue milk. Go make more blue milk, please. I'm gonna, in order to put up with Kristutina, I'm going to have more blue milk.
Because it's
No, it's just I'm kidding, obviously.
But you want more blue milk?
I do, I really do, because that was so delicious. This is like most delicious thing ever. It was like she got like lats for days here. Could anyone complain?
Wait. Okay, babes. Last one now.
Okay, yeah. But like she's so totally like.
Because I don't want to use up all the,
yeah, we need that for, like, tomorrow's video where we're gonna make the punch. Punch making is so fun. We're gonna go a little bit Hannah Hart with it, but I feel like that's valid. I feel like it made her so super swole, though. Those lats are, like, huge. And, like, she needs some core.
Are you magicking Nicki Minaj into, like...
I would never dream to. Like, I would not use my powers to magic somebody else's body against their will. Like, I would do that to my own body, but I would never use my drawing powers for evil like that. It's like, unless she wanted to be swole, then I'd be like, okay, well, whatever. But, like, this is just because you just, like, I don't know what got into you, but, like, you just absolutely had to, like... You had to go with buff Nicki Minaj as your character, as a halfling at that. And that's really valid, because I feel like there are swole halfling chicks out there and they don't get enough representation. Getting all kinds of Lord of the Rings. I don't know, maybe she might like this because, I mean, it's painting her as being, like, you know, this warrior, you know? Even though she's a rogue.
I don't know why, but every time I see that portrait in Menza Branson, I always think it's Nicki Minaj. Just looks just...
It does, like, have her typical, like, way of hairstyle.
Yeah.
And, like, that collar is, like, literally looks the same as the collar in this picture. I feel like when I saw that, I was like, and I feel like I'm just used to seeing her wearing collars like that.
Yeah. Woo!
I mean, I can't blame her. It's very fashionable. And some people find those things really comforting as well, too, like I do. You know? Yeah, a second. I'm trying to get, like, keep her core while giving her a little bit less, like, bulge, I suppose.
It's not as...
Try to give her a bit more of, like, comic hero body.
What you had.
Oh gosh, but that was, like, so severe.
But it does have some spike.
Yeah.
Just so you're aware, it does have some spike.
Yeah, it does. We're getting a little bit Hannah Hart tonight already. Look, I've totally effed this up in that I've made one of her boobs higher than the other, and it's the wrong boob. When you're drawing boobs, never do that. So like, move this one up a little bit and move the other one down a little bit.
Move you up. Oh. Actually looks good.
Does it?
Yeah.
Like, just like that? I feel like this
Yeah.
one should come down a little bit, but I could be wrong. No, I think that's fine where it is. This one just needed to come up. Always remember, your shoulders are usually at some kind of angle. Huh?
You should clear yourself.
Yeah. Your shoulders are usually at some kind of angle, your hips are usually at the opposite angle, and your boobs follow the angle of your shoulders, okay? You're welcome. A second here.
Are you drawing her with a shield?
Are we gonna give her a shield?
Yeah, let's give her a shield.
Didn't she have like a wooden one?
Yeah.
Just like round wooden shield. So cool, right? I feel like her arm would be like kind of behind her hip, so it's a little bit out of view. But it's also like, even though it's a small shield, she's a halfling, so it's going to be very, very big. But like the angle needs to follow the like angle that like the forearm is going to be at, which I feel is going to be like a bit more like this for like the wood planks going across it. Because shields are 3D objects. Much like boobs.
You're a 3D object.
And this is very technically correct.
So you see,
hang on a second.
Like, at all this dimension.
I feel like, whoa. Just grabbing my hair and controlling me like a puppet. Wow, thanks a lot.
You're welcome. A lot.
Alright, so... Ooh, we tilted you a bit there, sorry about that. Okay, I feel like I need to make a decision between my angles. Because that angle's not right either. I'm gonna just be completely honest. I fucked up. I had one job, and I fucked it. But like the open mic night the other night was so super fun. Or that was last night, right? We got like a free pizza, didn't we?
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah.
And like people just be handing us like passes to like freaking music festivals and shit just for like going and playing at open mic night. Like that's what I'm all about.
They it wasn't just that you played, it was that you played and they liked it.
Right, they did. They really like it when I play at this place. I feel like that's a silly thing that I always think to myself, is that like when I sing in videos and stuff, I usually don't really give it my all, to be honest with you, because I'm like a little bit I don't know why I should be. Because even when I lived in Pensacola, like, one of my very best friends was always, like, riding around in the car with me. Actually, most of my very best friends and partners and stuff, they love to hear me sing in the car with stuff. And they were always wanting to hear me when I was recording, and I was like, no, I need space.
I've heard her when she's recording.
But they obviously love the final product, you know? Regardless, and they love me singing along with stuff in the car. And I thought it was so funny. This friend of mine, one time when I was trying to be like all humble and apologetic, they were like I made this boob too small for a second. When they were trying to be all humble or excuse me, when I was trying to be all humble and apologetic, they were all like, no, what, are you crazy? You are a professional singer. People love hearing you sing. Why would your friends not love hearing you sing along in the car? And I was like, that's valid. Like, that's real. That's absolute real talk.
You know what else is real talk?
What? Are you gonna say them Tay-Tays?
No.
Oh, okay.
Turn to the side.
What?
That beak of majesty.
Are you calling me a bird? I've had people do that publicly, you know.
Oh, really?
Yes, I've had people call me a bird publicly. I've had people be like, look at me and literally like call me a bird.
It's a majestic beak that you have.
I feel like some people.
Toucan beak.
I feel like some people do it insultingly though. Is that a thing that can be insulting? Or am I misreading the tone and the context of it?
That can be insulting, yeah.
Because I've heard people be like, just look at me, be like, damn bird, and I'm like, what does that even mean? But it doesn't sound polite, you know? Mm-hmm. Like when someone says that, it's like, what does it mean? But it doesn't sound polite.
I think you are majestic.
Like, obviously, I have a nose a lot like Kesha, a lot like Lady Gaga, and I feel like that's a really pretty kind of nose. But, like, all noses are pretty, really. Just, like, have a nose that's interesting. The only noses that I don't like are just, like, boring noses, you know? And those noses are still valid. Just because I have a preference for, like, really interesting noses doesn't mean that, like, if you have a nose that just someone would go to try to draw it and they're like, it's just a generic nose. Like, don't feel bad because your nose is so pretty, but it's like, you're allowed to have preferences, right? But I feel like the important thing with preferences at all times is, like, promote what you love. As opposed to, like, you know, because if you bash something, then that's hate and that's bad. But if you're just, like, promoting things that you find, like, exceptionally beautiful, then that's different. That's really cool. That's really a way to be. Especially things that are, like, underrepresented. But, like,
I hope it's
don't
not
go
coming
bashing
off
things just because you
me
don't like them.
Bashing you. Like, I severely love your nose.
Oh, no, I think it's really cute when you call me a bird because you do it affectionately. And, like, my album title is literally Phoenix. But, like, some people just, when they look at me, shake their head, and they're like, damn bird, and I'm like, what was that an insult? Should I be offended? Like, I don't know what they're saying?
They might be talking about, your lankiness.
My lankiness? Is that a thing? Are lanky women called birds?
I don't know.
I feel like, well,
I've had my, when I was growing up, I used to be but a little bubble.
Well,
and I
a
would
bubble.
be,
That's so cute. A borb.
but a little borb, and like I would have like.
You don't really have a
bird
beak though.
legs.
You kind of have like a case of puffin nose going on. No, that's a lie. I have a case of puffin nose going on.
I would say it's more like toucan nose.
No. Toucan nose would be like that chick in that one episode of Seinfeld that, like, George was all like, you know, she was so perfect, and he's like, oh, she has a big nose, and, like, ruined the whole thing for himself, and, like, Kramer ends up dating the girl, and she gets a nose job, And like, someone told me on my video once that I needed a nose job. Someone commented and literally just was like, you need a nose job.
Well, I mean, you've said that, but it's kind of mean when somebody else says that.
No, it was weird because they were saying with regards to my gender, they're like, you need a nose job if you want to really be a lady. And I'm like...
What?
And I'm like, what's wrong with my nose? But in more of a, like, a sarcastic way, like, what's wrong with my nose? Although at the same time, I am kind of self-conscious about just how huge it is, but, like, you know, some people have big noses. It's just the way it is. What is this over here? Ah! Oops, I lost something. Shots fired at Mr. Potato Head? When did I fire shots at Mr. Potato Head?
Babe, you're always firing shots at Mr. Potato Head.
I could think of someone I could call Mr. Potato Head and I would fire shots at them. Not like literally, but in the
Are we thinking of the same person?
I don't know. But
Are
like...
they orange?
I mean, like, you know, the verbal, like, shots fired way, like, in an argument. I would, well, yes, I would, but that's not who I was thinking of. I was just thinking of someone who I dated once who one of my fans said looked like a potato.
But they I don't know, they...
I totally had their back. Until, like, bullshit happened. But I don't want to taco about it. I have a pin somewhere that literally has a taco and says, I don't want to taco about it. And that's the way I feel. I don't want to talk about it. But, like, I want to know what this Steely Bopper meant when they said shots fired in the chat. And Mr. Potato Head? Who are you calling Mr. Potato Head? And what did I say that qualified as shots fired? Like, let me know. We give her, like, a belt. She's got, like, a belt right here. I feel like I made this curve weird, though. It's like it curves down a little bit at the top, but, like, up a little bit at the bottom. I think it's, like, the change in perspective of the photo. And I feel like it curves that up. It's so... It's like there's an optical illusion about her whole outfit. Nikki, you are a difficult woman to draw. Like...
You're a magician.
Yeah,
you're
I'm looking... Oh, whoa. Nope. Not erasing the blood trough on the sword. Okay.
I think all women are pretty difficult to...
I'm like, get your basic nose out of it. Get your basic nose out of it. You know what? To be fair though, that's real. That's real. I am the kind of person who, when it comes to like dating someone, if I see that they have a super basic nose, I'm like, get your basic nose out of here. I'm not interested. I want like an interesting nose. You know? I think you've seen that just like I gravitate towards other people who have like Lady Gaga-ish noses like mine, but I feel like that's valid. Because like I look in the mirror and like, as opposed to hating my nose because people made fun of me for it my whole life,
I think I have a potato.
I can actually be like, I have a pretty nose. You have a potato nose?
Yeah, look.
Hang on a second. This is like... What do you mean you have a potato nose? Oh my gosh, though. Whoa, that's freaky. You kinda do. You kind of have a nose like just a little bit like a certain other potato.
Do I really?
You do. Not cold potato, just cute potato. Because these are two different potatoes.
Well, cute potato is still kind of a butt.
Cute potato is still kind of a butt, but, like, here's the thing. Like, in relationships, when things go wrong, I'm usually like, well, both sides have fouls, and both sides have, like, you know, valid things. And, like, I'm eventually just like, you know what? I don't give a fuck. I love you. When you come back around to that, call me. But until then, bye. And, you know, fuck you. But it's said with such utter, like, politeness. Now, cold potato, that's a different story.
Cold potatoes.
Cold potato is on the permanent naughty list because, you know, fool me once. These are lyrics for a song I have coming up. Fool me once, fool me twice. Cross me once again, and I'll throw you to the sky.
Wait, what? Which one is that? That's not cool. Potato.
That's 30 on a razor. I've been writing.
But
My writing partner for that, on the other hand, is totally still, like, on my good list, like, way, because, like, she came and saw me when I was, like, in need, you know? Like, she comes see me in the hospital, like, you know, she's constantly working her butt off selling antiques and stuff like that, so she's really, like Supergirl of a sort. But, like, cold potato is cold potato. Like you. That's a different song too. That's the name of the song. Yeah, done just like effed up too many times. Like sorry, not sorry. Effed up too many times. I feel like I'm having such a hard time here.
Oh, you're going
yeah,
metallic.
No, doesn't need to be there. I feel like her body is getting so awkward. Hang on a second. Like, I'm losing the, like, exactly what's going on.
I
like,
am too.
Yeah. I feel like I'm trying to fit too much of her body into the tiny space that we've got going on here. From top to bottom, in a way.
I think her waist is a little further down.
Yeah. I feel like it's just, you know what it is I'm sort of missing is, like, the bottom line of, like, the brassiere right here. I love it when people mix up the word brassiere and brazier. And I used to pronounce the word brazier. And like someone was like, no, that's a bra, but that's a brassiere, not a brazier. Silly. There's not a word that's correctly pronounced brazier, I don't feel, unless there's like some dialect I'm not aware of that pronounces it that way. I feel like this boob is still too high too at the bottom. We just keep making these boobs bigger and bigger. To be fair, though, I feel like this one was a bit small compared to this one. Like, which is a thing. Like, I have friends, like, a lot, which I feel like a lot of women have, like, boobs that are, like, one boob is bigger than the other boob, and that's really valid. But at the same time, I don't see that much of a difference going on right here. I've just spent a lot of time in my life lately figuring out, like, in my past, like, who is, like, to be trusted and who is not. I feel like I've come to some pretty solid decisions by this point. Cold Potato is not one of them. Like, this is one person who got a song written about them that's, like, nope, and then there's another song that's, like, more like, ugh. But, like, still, I'm over it. Like, this is what I do nowadays with relationships that take a turn, is, like, I get over them at the same time that I'm like, I love this person so much, and it hurts that, like, there's a problem, and it's like, I want to make it better, but just don't know how, and have tried and just don't know how. It's very, very, very sad. But at the same time, I'm also sort of, like, over it. But I feel like I'm the kind of bitch that people don't get over. Like I'm a Cray-Shawnee bitch, like the editor, director, and I'm my own boss. So Poshdale's fierce with that gold gloss, which means nobody's getting over me. I got the swag and it's pumping out my ovaries. That's me. That's the kind of girl I am. It's just who I am.
Wake up.
What?
That should be your anthem. Just wake up and swag.
Wake up and swag. Like crash, kill, destroy, swag. It's from that Ponies thing too.
No, you just wake up and you just like, you can't handle this swag.
It's Rainbow Dash. Crush, kill, destroy, swag.
You're like, this Latina is too swaggy for you.
Yes! If it weren't for that, maybe I would have made more of the breakfast burritos. Just like they like them.
I like breakfast burritos.
Lingerie, lingerie. Well, that's French for you. It's one of those languages that just never seems to make sense. I'm gonna go ahead and give like an extra 3 minutes on this, just because of the fact that, like, you know, we were about 3 minutes late coming in. Just to give people their time's worth. If you want to get your money's worth, on the other hand, go to patreon.com/JuliaMelody, become a patron today. You can set a monthly limit if you need to. It's, you know, different reward tiers with different things available, like bonus content. We've actually been adding a lot of videos to that lately. It's really, really cool, so you should check it out, and that way you can keep our channel running past the dreaded adpocalypse, which seems to have overcome YouTube. I feel like I have her whole body just leaned a little bit too much this way. So I'm gonna like take this and put it like over here, which is just gonna make her boobs look even bigger, and like move the whole body just like a little bit this way, and like that way the center line of her body, which is a really useful thing to draw in, is like this way. But like I don't want to give her necessarily a midriff, although I guess, I don't know, we could do something fancy.
You're fancy.
I just don't want to be like, I feel like the midriff on like sorceresses and stuff like that is totally fine, but like on like a halfling or a fighter, it kind of screams like, why are you not, or a rogue or a fighter or a cleric, or basically any character that can wear armor. I totally just spilled this on myself. I feel like it just screams like, why are you not protecting your vital squishy parts?
Wake up, dream. Something, dream.
Wake up, dream, what?
No, was it? Something, drink.
Wake up, drink, pass out, drink.
No wait. Something, drink. Pass out, drink. Wake up, drink. Something.
This is far too much drinking.
Something about, why are you babysitting? 2 or 3 shots. I'll show you how to turn it up a notch. Just fill a swimming pool full of liquor.
Oh my god.
It
sounds like a good way to die.
You don't know this song?
No, I've never heard this. I've never heard this one.
Oh. I have to let you hear it after the stream.
After the stream, okay. I'll listen to it. Alright, so, like, I'm trying to figure out, like, what exactly we're doing with her hair. I feel like this is so impractical for combat, but F that shit. We're just gonna do it anyway. Put this in front of her arm right there, even though it's covering some of those delts, but, like, you still see them peeking out right there. Obviously, we're going to have to do some further videos to, like, finish this at some point. It's like looking like she ripped out of the Shire, ready to go on a rampage. I was like giving my halflings like little pointy ears, like not quite elf-like, but I feel like they just wouldn't even show from behind this hair, except for maybe over here. We can give like a little point. We're gonna have to like rename this part 1. So we're trying to get back on our regular schedule of doing like releases, like even though there are multiple videos, 3 times a week on like Wednesdays and Mondays and Fridays, and I think we're going to be mainly doing our streaming on like Tuesdays and Thursdays, kind of like trying to keep the same time, same place, same station. I like that. I like consistency. Hang on, we got something over here. It's nothing too fancy, Zay, you're fancy. Kurisutina, you already know. Oh.
You already know.
Is that from a song too? I'm being shamed for my lack of musical knowledge tonight.
Babe, you're usually really a lot good with this.
I am, but I am also kind of a hipster.
You're better than I am with like a lot of this sometimes.
Yeah, I feel like her hips are a little bit more like Rock This Way though. Rock This Way. Oh fuck, did we just Steven Tyler? We're so sorry. We're so sorry. As always, thank you so very much for joining us tonight, and until next time,
Be everybody.
Totally be everybody. Follow your dreams. All that beautiful positivity talk. Catch you later.